Yes.
Hi, Miss Blue.
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you very much. And thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So, welcome to Mercy Crossroads Academy. I've got some few questions that I would like to ask you. So, our first question: do you think that education in schools is important, and why?
Very important. This is the base where we are starting to prepare tomorrow's citizens. So to have a well-rounded and grounded person, there is need for education. And education, which is the process of imparting knowledge. We're talking of skills, we're talking of values, we're talking of morals. The list goes on. So that's the basis. So it's very important to have that in schools.
Wow, thank you. Moving to question number 2. How would you describe the current education system in Zimbabwean schools?
Wow. Well, I think we've had the best education system in Southern Africa for a long time. But unfortunately, I think we did not evolve with time. So at the moment, I would say that we are lagging behind in terms of digitalization, just moving with the times. There isn't an emphasis on life skills, which is very important, because we don't just go to school to learn that there is in language, but to use is in a sentence, and maybe even create sentences and use those as communication tools as we maneuver in the life jungle.
Wow, that's great. Moving on to question number 3. What are the most important current challenges in education?
Wow, they're numerous. I would say unequal distribution of resources. You find that in most rural areas, they are ill-equipped. No teacher wants to go to teach in rural areas, and also remuneration-wise for the teachers, the educators, is a big issue, because for me to be able to deliver, I need to be happy. My stomach has to be full. My children also have to be going to school. But unfortunately, the current situation is whereby the teacher now has a tuck shop in the classroom to make ends meet, so which deviates them from their main purpose of being in schools. So they're busy hustling to make a living, and the duties are now being neglected, not because they just want to neglect, but there is a need which needs to be met. So in that regard, I think there's a lot of interventions that are needed, and maybe prioritize when budgets are being put in place.
Question number 4. Do you think that an equitable and inclusive education is guaranteed in Zimbabwe, and why?
Guaranteed is a strong word. If we look back at what I just pointed out, it's a long way to go for us to start talking of guarantees. I think there's a need for a mind shift in terms of priorities, like I was saying, and also just staying abreast with the rest of the world. How are they doing it? Where can we tweak our system to make it work just like any other education system in the world? So I think, again, we go back to the drawing board and we say there are so many interventions that need to be implemented.
Okay. Moving on to our 6th question. Do you think that the Zimbabwe government is giving enough support to education in schools?
Not enough. If there is, it's very little. There's a lot that needs to be done by the powers that be. But there also has to be an outcry from somewhere. I think through the right channels, go and sit down. This is what is lacking. How can we make it better? We're suggesting A, B, C, D, E, F, G. In the meantime, I think people are in their comfort zones. If I'm okay as an individual, I do not care about the next person. So it will be hard to then have these people that are responsible see the need for change. So it's the ball is in the educators' court to actually then engage their employer and say, this is the what's on the ground, and this is what we are seeing. Maybe we can work towards this, we can work towards that.
Okay. Thank you. Our question 7 reads, what could be done to improve the education system in Zimbabwe?
Engagement. We go back to engagement. Right now, it's those that are in offices are probably comfortable with their salaries and what have you. And those that are on the ground are not comfortable and doing all sorts of things to make ends meet. So their energies are being exerted on the wrong things, and we are leaving that which we came into office to do unattended. So engagement, I think, is what's lacking. And even when there's engagement, implementation of whatever deliberations and outcomes of deliberations that would have been made is not being seen at any point. Yeah, so I think it's sitting down, coming up with solutions, and actually intentionally going out there to fix all the holes that have accumulated on our education board.
Our question 8 reads, is music education important?
Very important. It's very important. I think even starting from childhood, if you remember when you first learned your first words, they were in form of rhymes. Your first mathematic, contact was through music. It's very important. It boosts children's confidence. It also works on the motor skills. It works on hand and eye coordination. They're strengthened that way, and also it helps us understand other cultures of the world. We understand other cultures of the world through music, and if we are to talk business, also we're now living in a global village where there is a lot of collaborations. How do you collaborate with, say, somebody from Hungary when you're not speaking the same language, and the language is taught through music education? So yeah, it's very important for more interaction, for more explorations, for more collaborations.
Thank you. Question number 9 reads, any efforts from the government ministries to improve music education?
Not as much as we would have wanted as a people, as educators, but I think there has been movement. I think as of from 2015-ish, that's when I started hearing a lot about music being spoken on such forums. Before then, it was just any other subject, that is pushed out really out of the curriculum most of the times because it wasn't being treated as any other subject. It's just deemed you're having fun when you're playing music. but it's actually a job, and there are so many career paths that one can venture into after music, having acquired music education certificates and all sorts, and maybe an appreciation of what music education is what's lacking. The knowledge is lacking in most of our people. The people will then tend to see the importance when they need to use it. For example, there is a national anthem that has to be sung, and yeah, it's just the office people. They now need to find a musician to come and do it for them, to come and play for them. That's when they start seeing the importance. But not only for performance, also for social, cohesion, just living in harmony, relaxation, therapy. Music has so many benefits for our society, but our people do not know that, because we're coming from a culture where music was just a community activity. Everybody used to just participate in that. So if we all sing, then we all can sing. That's music, so we're coming from that point, and now embracing the world view of music. So we also need to shift our ways of thinking in our education system and everything, really.
Question number 10. Do you have awareness or outreach music education programs?
Not many. If I don't think they are. They used to be. I think I still remember there was what was called Don Bosco. I still remember they used to come out and do skits at schools. Chipao tried to do that. I think it was one of those outreach programs, and they also had international schools exchange programs. I think there is a need for that, for more of that, because it's not there. It's not really there. I think if it is there, and once in a while when it happens, it's somebody who would have just found a way of getting a bit of funding, and they're not doing it solely for the purpose of exchange programs, but it's an excuse to get that money. So we now need people with music at heart that will get that money for the sole purpose of channeling it to the rightful platforms, where the learning platforms, the showcasing platforms, etc.
Moving on to question number 11. How do you see music education in the next 5 to 10 years to come?
The future is bright. I think with the emergence of Crossroads, the Music Academy, I think there's a lot that's happening there. We see even gender balance, we see age, it doesn't matter. Everybody who is willing to learn can come and learn, and I think I've seen quite a number of outreach programs. So maybe I will rub off a little bit of no, there is not, but because I've seen them have workshops, I've seen them carry out demonstrations, sound-wise, performances, etc. So I think with the emergence of Music Crossroads, I think there's going to be a lot of other music academies that will prop up wanting to compete. So the future is bright.